recap. So, between last time and this time, this found its way over here, so it's blocking up a completely different system to what it is before. I extended this smelter. It's actually, like, just before I extended the smelter, it's already built amazingly. Outposts are dying very rapidly. In fact, that Iron 2 is dead. This Iron 3 is almost dead. We'll have to move those. Copper is starting to get pretty strained, so we're gonna need to turn on the actual copper smelter pretty soon. So I need this patch to. Oh, it's down to 18 million. I mean, it's going down. You can see how much of it's been eaten. There's a bit under half of it's been eaten so far, but it's still got a long way to go. And if I can, this will probably be the only patch that'll get eaten completely. That is getting built over, mainly because I got in early enough. Yeah. Zoom in on the patch. This one. Or the iron one. Oh, it actually has the stuff. How fanciful. Red boxes? Yeah, just red. Passive providers. There's storage chests on the little supply network. So these will get clogged if I had active. It actually periodically gets clogged when auto deconstruct kicks in. Like, as is the case there. Auto deconstruct has deconstructed chest. And so all of the chests are full of ore. Yeah, it's the patch is too big to get coverage. Ah, there we go. It's done now. Yeah, see, they're connected now. It's fine. It's sometimes with the larger patches, it's difficult to get full rowboat coverage. So you just, as the patch shrinks, you just creep the rowboat ports over time, and then it's fine. Bot travel's starting to become a bit of a thing. Just add another row. Yeah, so that's the ore situation. Did I can't remember if I did these between last time and this time, or you're a cliff. Okay. Don't you call for cliffs explosives? No, you do not. Yeah, I bring stuff in by train. There's a outpost supply train that does all of the work. Thought I had cliff explosives supplied. Okay. Do it from my train. Easily done. Yo. Oh, look who's here. Train's just sitting there. So it'll come back with cliff explosives and deal with that in short form. Oh yeah, I trimmed the lake down here. So that's ready to lay. How you doing? Oh, that reminds me. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. The day after that is Saturday. So far, so good. The day after Saturday, daylight saving starts. It is October 1 today, and October 4. We clocks here go forward an hour, which means the relative start time to everyone else goes back in the northern hemisphere. So, fair warning. There will be that shift, that 1 hour shift coming up soon. Which will, as everyone else shifts, I've been mentioning this several times, everyone else shifts, eventually will become a 2 hour difference. Oh, copper 3 is also dying. Hmm. Yeah, I've been on an outpost blitz as well, so these outposts are gone. It's one of them's moved up there, one's down here. I added a new one, Iron 5 up there, Iron 6. This one, AK, I'm going to extend over to there. I'll keep it as a belt one. That's kind of an interesting exercise. So it means for you in the US, I will start an hour earlier, effectively. Because I go forward an hour, it means that 8 o'clock is sooner for me. 8 a.m. In fact, let's go to the converter. As soon as it feels like doing it. Yeah, so it's 3 p.m. in PD Pacific time right now. Or just after 3 p.m. Hey, his name. Does that mean... Yeah, so not yet. So October 4 it changes. Blah, 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 blah. Typing all this in. So that's what it would look like from October 4 onwards. So it would actually be 2 p.m. Yes, October 4 is the change, and yes, like right now, we're at October 1st, so it's 3 p.m. Fix the ME module for landfill? I don't think I did. It's still, oh, inherently there's nothing wrong with it, it's just that it doesn't really shovel in, what did I fix it? I don't remember. The way I was going to fix it was I was going to add more inserters, basically. I was just going to change it to just inserters. Just so many inserters. That one. Why are you complaining? Oh. Amsterdam then? Yeah, midnight. And same thing again, October 4. See, that'll now be 11 p.m. And I believe in November, these two have changed times. These will change into winter time. So you'll have gone back an hour as well. So there'll be an even further shift by the time you get to November. In fact, should do this more often. Yeah, there you go. See, it's by November. It's shifted. Yeah, November 1. So that's something to look out for. That's coming. So the first shift is coming in 3 days' time. Basically, is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, 10 p.m. by October 25 for Europeans. It means it's much more watchable by. It's a dying fire. I mean, in some ways, yes. I mean, at the same time, the summer change, the change for summer here, a bit better. It's a little dark. The change to summer here is beneficial for Europe because it means I'm not starting at midnight anymore. I'm starting at 10 p.m., which is much more watchable. Now, how was I doing? So I just came from there, setting up that outpost, off screen. Um, I think I have a bit of an issue. I think I've got a bit of an issue here. Permanent summertime, creeping 90% of people. Uh, unless you're on a pole or near a pole. Like here, the birds were chirping at like 10 past 5, 20 past 5 in the morning. It's way too early to be hearing birds chirping. What's that? Plate train. Oh, right. Where am I? Oh, here. Oop. Yeah, because the light shift here is, the daylight shift here is so extreme. I mean, admittedly, you could probably find a happy medium if you try hard enough. Yeah, if you try hard enough, I'm sure you could find a happy medium here, but the light difference is pretty extreme. As I say, it's getting almost the first light's getting close to 4 a.m. right now. Alrighty. This place is done. Well and truly. How did I get ore? How did that even come from? The downside though is I need to start building the actual input lines before I can transition over. Which means I'm going to need to extend the life out of this just a teeny bit. I need to squeeze a little bit more life out of this place before I can switch over. So apparently at some point I started building something that resembles a stacker a little while ago. So I might as well utilize that. I wonder if I can get away with a diagonal. And that means you start when you're still at work, so probably missed the first hour. Ah, that's... yeah. It's not as convenient, is it? Not so good. Hang on. Undo that. Alright. Delta for heavy 20, 10, 1, 13, 44, 9, Starlink. Once again, all times are AEST. Ooh, you went to the trouble of converting. Very nice. You're gonna have another crack at the Delta Heavy. Delta 4 Heavy. How many times has that been scrubbed now? It's been scrubbed a lot. Yeah, you need to stay there for now. Then I want you to go through that way. That way it can actually plug in. Hopefully I can unjam this at some point. It might be, in fact it is, a impossible situation. It's a true deadlock, that is. So I'd like send you around the block. Yep. Now will it clear? Better clear. Combat is next to the lights at the bottom of the ME. Destroys the materials I'll need to be available to bots, including fluids. It's sort of a general indicator of the amount of materials it needs. It measures the raw materials on the green wire. So it just looks at any of those and then lights up. So this thing, see, it's lit up on explosives because there's a lot of explosives on the green wire. It was a feature early on that never really got expanded upon. So the idea was it could tell you, like the idea is it tells you what the demand is, but the problem is that it's generally like all or nothing. There's not really much granularity between it. Making a logarithmic graph would probably help. I did have a version which would light up red if the demand the demand was bigger than what was in the network. But at the same time, it doesn't really tell you that much about it. Like what it tells you is kind of misleading. Like it would like gears would tend to light up red pretty frequently, even though there's plenty of iron and plenty of gear production. It's just the demand was so high, the thing would go negative, and that admittedly was why what the problem was the thing just simply looked at anything that was anything in the network that was less than or equal to 0 in the network, it would light up red. But it didn't account for things in the air. What raw materials need to make available? Generally, what I do is feed it each of these, iron, copper, stone, brick. You can actually, there is a furnace brick as well, so you don't actually need to feed it stone brick. You can actually turn stone into brick. Yeah, but I normally feed it iron, copper, steels, all the 3 circuits, lubricant acid independently by little 1-1 trains here. Sometimes gears, or sometimes I'll use the module for gears. Explosives, maybe. What's in the combinator? What's in the combinator is a good reference for what you need. Hang on. It's actually in the blue book. It might not be. It should be. If it was there, it'd be at the end. This one's a weird one, concrete, because it needs iron ore. Some of them you got to address them individually. Ah, don't have it. I did. That's right. I think originally I split them into 2 books. The other thing too was like atomic bombs needs control units, uranium, and explosives as well. Don't forget the explosives. Oh, actually, while I'm at it, talking about landfill before. I mean, that's the improved belt one with the extra inserters for gears. Hey, let's see. What did it say? We'll see some more labs running. Hopefully. We've got some lubricant problems actually. Where's utility? Utility? No, that's not utility. Utility? Okay, it's still the old landfill. I mean, this landfill one's fine. Like, you can't hope for much with this thing doing landfill. You really need like a dedicated site. Yeah, spiders. Yeah, there it is. We clear? Yeah, we're clear. Excellent. Apparently throwing tons of trains at this thing's a bad idea. Who knew? Who didn't see that one coming? Kavorex ME module? No, it's one of the ones that I didn't do. It's one of the ones I'm leaning on specifically not doing. I used to have like productivity and speed modules in it, and then I very quickly discovered that's actually a bad idea. The overproduction on that is ridiculous. You end up with like 50 or 60 level 2 modules that you'll never use. It always overproduces. Oh boy, does it overproduce. Alright, let's get on topic. And the topic is this lot. At some point I'm going to need to turn this on because, yeah, lubricant is a problem. I'm just not getting lubricant because this place isn't running, and the only way to get this place running is to drain plastic. And the other way to drain plastic is to turn it into weapons, artillery shells and such. What's the name? Resilience. Resilience. Russian Soyuz on the 14th. First official NASA Crew Dragon mission. Ooh. At the end of the month. Excellent. That one's up and gonna go up. Outpost trains doing. Yes, do more of that. Might need more of these trains. Trouble is, because of auto deconstruct, they tend to spend a lot of time going between uh, going between outposts to pick up one or two items, and so there's a lot of just shuffling around for no reason. I might need like a third train to deal with it. Just add subtract an hour from them, I think. Yeah, like 1640 would really be 1540. To keep order of the trash system, drop a filtered box next to each batch. Oh yeah, that problem is specific to auto deconstruct, where it's because it deconstructs the chest even though it's even if it's full of ore, and so it empties the chest into the network. It doesn't matter because as soon as an ore train comes in, and the ore train's meant to be running constantly, it empties it out. All right. So yesterday we oh, actually, speaking of yesterday, concessions were made. Can't tell you how long it took to fix this, you know. You know how it was all about having the substation in here? And you know how I spaced these out? And then I didn't see it, but these became beacon aligned? And so the whole build was ruined? That took a lot of time to fix. I think I spent like 2 hours fixing it. Had to individually pick everything up and then do it row by row, picking everything up, making sure the bots didn't pick up any items, and then putting all the items back in. It's messed with the productivity, which is not good. But I think nominally it'll average out. One row, I accidentally left a belt backwards, so it's way behind the others. So, well, she coming on in. And yeah, the only reason it's not running is lubricant right now, which is going back to that thing I was saying where lubricant is a problem. Alright, so what we want to do is get rid of all this. Not using any of this crap. Do want to keep a copy though. I was trying to avoid doing external production as much as possible, but this is one of those exceptions. It's just gonna have to be that way. I can't fully decide where I want to put it though. I guess I could put it down here as well with the rest of the military. So I'm outsourcing ammo, wall, and productivity modules. Yep. Ammo, furnaces, wall, productivity modules. So the thing for purple and military. I was looking at this last night also as well, and it's really not possible to feed the circuits in. Like you can feed them with a single blue belt, half belt, up each lane, but it's already pretty well maxed out. And it needs 7 per row, which is a lot. File for Atlantic, RLTS Falcon 9 landing in October while not publicly having such a mission manifest. Hmm. More super secret stuff? So yeah, I'm gonna outsource that production. Yeah, probably down here. Which means I can fix this as well. And gives this island purpose. And I guess it's related too because it's military, and even though the furnaces aren't very military. So let's make a start on that. There might be a launch plan that will only get 2 days notice. Oops. Just occurred to me, I won't go do the build first. I'll work backwards. I'll do both I'll connect both military and purple, and then I'll work backwards towards doing the work backwards towards doing the other thing, doing the production of the intermediates. That way, everything's ready, and I can start the train up, and then everything will just happen. Oh, well, ideally, everything would just happen. But it also occurs to me that this needs coal as well. Which makes me wonder if I should incorporate into oil base. Or have 2 different sets of coal outposts, maybe. Like one set for oil and plastic and one set for military. It's kind of a pain managing them in that way. But I reckon we can work around it. Besides, that would mean that I'd outsource everything that's here, and I don't want to do that. Anything specifically you do to maintain UPS? I'm throwing a lot of new tricks at this base. Like, I'm not using... So... what do we got for build? Like, all time. So, like, the number of splitters I've used is pretty minimal compared to belt. So splitters are a big one for bringing down the UPS. So I'm trying to avoid that. That's the key part of this base is minimizing splitters. That's what we're working on more than anything else. Also realize that this doesn't need to come out. So what do we got? We got that, that, and that. And that. Yeah, so effectively every build is completely balancerless. In theory, it does work. In theory, it's something I've seen it work. I've never tried it for myself, however. And so far it's working. So the circuits have been running for quite some time now, quite happily without balancers. And the accumulated error hasn't even really accumulated yet. I was also using a lot of split lane stuff, so the iron and copper for the circuits comes down. So like this one train is feeding one 16 lane build of both iron and copper on the same belt, so it's saving on belt, no splitters, minimal inserters, which works for the most part. Yeah, see this it kind of looks like it's unbalanced, but it actually isn't. It's still managing to do its thing. The thing you can't control is where the plastic and copper goes. So some of these are going to back up on copper, some are going to back up on plastic, because they sort of share the same. The pair share the same. Or one wagon gets split into two belt columns, and then it gets recombined again because it goes into 2 half builds. Yeah, you can actually see. See, this one's full of copper, this one's full of plastic, and then the 2 belts come up together to here, and you see that the 48 and 840. Maybe there is some accumulating error. Ren, how you doing? The idea is you balance at the outpost, and then balance when you mine the ore, and then everything carries through. So this wagon, or it's better to show it from the actual ore train. So this wagon is carried from one wagon to plate, one wagon to circuits, one wagon to whatever down the line. So one wagon never gets mixed with another wagon. That's the underlying theory behind the build. It's, as I said, something I haven't really tried before. It's something I've known about for a long time. But normally accumulated error kind of kills the idea. Unless you can find a way to eliminate it. So I'm really hoping to see some really high UPS numbers once it's all running. Are those supposed to be next generation G defense satellites? That actually makes sense. If they're kind of doing low key stuff, it means it's probably pretty top secret defense stuff. I thought the green circuits was 3 copper, 2 iron ratio was a copper cable. Yeah, so with productivity, it becomes 14 15s. The 3 to 2 is no productivity. I never actually replied to that comment on the VODs on YouTube. The person that said I was unduly harsh to... I don't remember who it was. They said I was very harsh on the 3 to 2. And yeah, that was mainly because I built so many 3 to 2s that I kind of hate 3 to 2s. Because and also because of how religious the 3 to 2 was at the time. The prevailing wisdom at the time, I think I mentioned this before, but for those who missed it, it was that thou shalt build a 3 to 2 circuit build, and thou shalt never build iron chest under any circumstances. It was kind of dumb, really. It's like, well, like, iron chest, it's 8 iron, who cares? The only thing that matters in the game is time. Now, the thing that I didn't specify is what these actually do. I believe this one is iron, looking at it. Iron. This one I know is the other inputs. So this is your firearm, your piercing rounds, and your... Well, it's not firearm magazines. Yellow ammo is actually firearm. It's actually a really long-winded name for what it is. Firearm magazine and then piercing rounds. It's not even just rounds or ammo or whatever. It's actually inconsistent with the... Yellow is actually inconsistent with red and green. It's funny that the internal name isn't like red, yellow, green. I guess you don't want to tie that to the graphics. Hang on, no, that's not right. You've beaten the harness mode, defense scenario script, defend rocket silo island. Is that the one that comes with the game, or is it like one of the really unbalanced red mute type maps? Starting to look at some of those kinds of builds. Your first set of plates and greens do that, but I made a mistake in one of the builds to send plates. Ooh. Drained back early and had to drain the system, get it back to normal. Yeah, that's why I normally avoid them in the past, because this system really depends on getting it right the first time. Like, it has to be right, and fixing it is a major hassle. Probably the inbuilt one, rocket defense. I don't think I have. Oh, that'll be the wave, that'll be the modern wave defense map. That's what that is. Yeah, so your coal or iron. So this one stops here, so it's also coal. I'll just copy that and bring it down here to remind me. Right about there. So effectively, I need one, two, we'll say 3 unloads. It's probably undercooking it a little bit, but oh well. Like, I don't like, traditionally I don't like having unloads without like a lot of storage on them. They can be problematic because it doesn't give you enough downtime. Like there's not enough time to get a train in, the next train in. You're not really using the buffer the chest buffer for what it's good for. Like the chest buffer's kind of pointless. Actually, speaking of chest buffers, something that I haven't done in this playthrough that I have done in previous ones is in the smelting on the outputs on the 12k base, I didn't bother with the chest buffer at all. I just eliminated it. Don't need it. I relied on the internal smelter buffer instead, which in theory you can, which actually worked out quite well. There's no, like, if this build's meant to be solid constantly, there's no need to have a chest buffer here. I might even go as far as to eliminate the chest buffer from these. Start with all tech unlocked, basically. Wall and supplied turrets, always spawn once. Yeah, that's the modern wave defense. No, I haven't played the modern wave defense. Yeah, it's it is vastly improved on the previous iteration. Admittedly, the original one was actually the best because it was more like an actual wave defense, whereas this one, yeah, yeah, but yeah. And for some reason, it became an island thing. It used to be like a fixed landmass. Yeah, the original, of course. Ever since it went to the island one, after the original version 13 or 14 one, I don't actually remember when it came out originally. But ever since the original one's been easy to cheese every time. It's just pales in comparison to the original. Just nowhere up to the same standard. Wish you could set the option to not be on an island. Yeah, like the original one was also a fixed map. Have to do that there. Keep it consistent. It's yeah. Just ever since it went away from the original idea, it just sort of went downhill from there. Oh, crap. That's not ideal at all. Hey, Alabella, how you doing? It's getting confusing because everyone's different colours than normal because the BTTV's not working again. So where's Stinson? Why isn't he losing all of his virtual channel money? On pointless gambling mini games. Arguably BTTV barely works most of the time anyway. Some reason Twitch video been freezing, no audio. I mean, I might have accidentally. I mean, it's running, but it's like not running at the same time. Like, I have the config panel, but I like the things that should be doing, it isn't doing. It's not changing the. The main thing I use it for is to change the colors, because the default colors are terrible that everyone uses. It also stops, like the dark blue, you can't see. I don't know why the colors that Twitch has exists the way that they do. The bots always has everything that comes. The producer, they have to sort of pass it out. So I have a supply train here which passes, I tell it what to. Oh. Hmm. That could be a problem. Okay then. Do I have readable colors on? It should have been on. Emotes on, GIF emotes on, completion tooltip on, channels. Yeah, looks like I didn't leave enough room for stackers. Where the hell is readable colors? Timed highlight split, delete, reverse pin, hide recommended channels, hide prime promotions, hide chat replies. Hide bits, I suppose, if you're really into that. Disable name colors. That's actually not that well, helpful for color blindness, I guess. Enable dark theme, that seems redundant. Like the actual setting seems to be missing. Unless it's not in the normal BTTV settings anymore. But I thought it was. Yeah, readable colors is on. There it is. Finally found it. Oh, there it goes. I turned it off and on again and then it's changed it. Yeah, I turned it off and on and it's kicked on now. So it's just a CSS thing, I'll be guessing then. Also, hi Rain. I mean, the readable color setting shouldn't really need to be a thing anyway. See, I've obviously got another looming problem, which is the stackers. What What I might do is make the stackers reorientate them so they're vertical. That would make more sense. Yeah, colors, readable colors out of the box. Is that too much to ask for? I mean, it seems like a pretty basic feature. Right. Let's make this all happen. Let's see, coal, that crap, coal, then plate. Coal, that crap, coal, plate. I wonder if I can do that. Like that. A blueprint for the fast travel circuit network. Is that the PAX thing? I don't actually. I thought I was part of the train stops one, but apparently it's not. Hey, Ekios, how you doing? What else did I miss? I think I missed a few things there. There's also the problem that when you have Prime, you can set your color to anything, basically anything RGB, which is a little bit much. Like, you can have some pretty absurd colors. Living the dream? I could change the station order too. Although this one kinda sets it in stone. Although I could switch the direction of it. That would work. I mean, this works too. This works fine. It's probably not going to change much to be different. So what did I say it was? It was, yeah, so your iron plate, then coal, then ammo and junk, which I'm going to need to filter inserter. Yeah. Probably benefit from more inserters, admittedly, too. But, oh well. Admittedly, these both stack in 100, which is, it's generous. Coal, on the other hand, I'm pulling from the coal trains pretty hard. In fact, what am I running for coal trains? I'm only running 8s, aren't I? Yeah. Hmm. 2 going up going to be enough? I don't know. Hopefully they are. I mean, worst case scenario, I can like split off some of them to go back down. Like all of this this whole section here can be its own thing. A lot of iron and a lot of plate trains are going to be coming through. It's actually a massive, massive pain in the butt to change it. Hey, Kilbu. And Kilbu with that host. Can't wait to see it all running. I want to see it all running too. I'm very keen. Am I doing? I'm doing alright. You know, alright? Birds were chirping at 5 a.m. this morning, so I've been nominally awake since 5 a.m. Kinda, in that regard, I'm kinda looking forward to daylight savings because goddamn, they get the light is so early. Oops, I sneezed every time. Just getting light so early now. I was complaining about it before, as well. Well, it was on top of talking about how daylight saving is coming very soon. October 4, 3 days time. 3 days from now. Do you ever confirm that yellow was missing a row of engines? Oh yeah, I did actually fix that as well. It did actually need 4, so it's got 4 now. I also had to fix these because I'd actually beacon aligned them. So yeah, this has got 4, and then I've unbeacon aligned these. I left the gap there because by that stage it took like 2 hours to fix it. Is COVID these days? Well, we're still in lockdown. I think we're coming out of it now. I need to check, which would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to go outside again. That does go for a fair excursion there. There we go. Yeah. It's almost offensive to do that. Human pre-launch preparations for Delta 4 Heavy launch have been completed and the personnel evacuated from the launch pad. Ooh, that means it's actually going to happen. How big of a base do you get to before starting over? My problem is I have a habit of not starting over and just keeping on going forever. I'm determined to stay undistracted on this one though. I've been trying to get this done for days. There's a lot of construction going on outside. I guess that's at least some things are still going on around here. Like a lot of I can hear a lot of grinding. Base is huge. You're at 20 FPS. Yeah. Once that goes down, once the FPS goes down, then it's either either a battle of trying to figure out how to get the FPS back up again, or starting over. What I normally do is play Elite Dangerous. What I normally do is try and throw as many optimization tricks as possible at the base to bring the frame rate back up. So there's this base, I'm trying to throw quite a lot of tricks at this one. Like things like, well, this one, which is unique to it, is there's basically no splitters on this map. This is that's the one in particular that we've been working on. So you should actually see that wagon there, and then see that wagon there. That's the one that's missing the lubricant. That's the one that's behind. Yeah, you can rectify it. I did do that on the old base. Somewhat. I went through and when I was going through cleaning it up, it did manage to bring it up over time. I mean, it was still bad at its worst case when it was down at 17. But at least could get it comfortably back up to 60. Um, they seem to get things better. Oh yeah, overclocking is actually a good way to boost the base because overclocking increases memory speed, and the game is very dependent on RAM speed. Oh, and to an extent, it's single-threaded performance, which means the highest frequency Intel CPU you have is always going to give you the fastest base, and then also the lowest latency RAM with the highest frequency is going to help on top of that because it decreases memory latency. Something that's not very often talked about is memory latency. Everyone says get the highest megahertz, but if you get like C 9 million slow as all balls RAM with the highest frequency, it's not going to do you any good. Like 4000 C20s or C80. I don't actually know what the worst of the the 4000 megahertz DDR4 is like. But yeah, if the latency is really high, it's not going to do anything. The old i5 with the DDR3 memory is going to hell once your base gets big enough. Ooh. I mean, as long as you got, if you turn on the XMP profile, and there's CAS 24, Jesus, 24. That's so slow. I mean, admittedly, part of the whole each jump in generation does increase latency. I can remember when CAS was down in the four or five or five was considered slow. Yeah, the 4000s have some high numbers on them. Which one am I on? Iron. So iron. DDR3 to 4 was a huge change. 3600 C16 for your current build. You know what's interesting is my first DDR4 build had 2667 C15s. And then I went from that to this, which is 3200 C14s, and the difference is pretty marginal. Like the difference between the C50, like it was about 5 UPS, which admittedly it's 5 or 6 UPS overall in game, so basically 5 FPS. Expecting anything out of DDR5 and not a huge amount at this point. At least yet. Oh boy, here we go. Item. Stone wall, I want to say? A. Oh, now I have to spell piercing. Ralph. Magazine. I hope. Hey, piercing rounds. Yeah, it's apart from capacity per stick. Devil showing DLC. Oh, for the Elite Dangerous. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from DDR5. The original initial DDR4 was a bit underwhelming as well, but it's the only way's up from there. And your coal. Yeah, I have a sort of a semi-consistent standard that I follow with these. Semi-consistent. Some of them more strictly follow than others. DDR5 splits the channels into 2 sub-channels. Oh, they're using the four state thing. Hello train, bye bye train. The same as what thingy is using. What the Nvidia's similar to what Nvidia's using, the four state interface. Like, geez, how you doing? Hi. All right, we're done that. Probably could do. You know what? We'll do this as well while we're here. We'll prep these. DDR5 splits DDR4's 80-bit bus into 2 to 40 bits. Oh, interesting. BG, how you doing? Hi. Okay. Also, 1 to 2. This train needs to be filtered 1 to 2. Or I forget. Wool. What is a convenient ratio? Save. I think that was done to enable concurrent read writes. I'd say so, yeah. So you're starting to do more tricky things. It's interesting that HBM hasn't become more of a thing, I guess. I mean, it sort of came and went. It was sort of an expectation that that would be the next evolution of CPUs, was to start getting HBM, but yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. Like if you wanted high performance RAM, Fury X. It's been a while ago since HBM, hasn't it? AMD just abandoned? Oh, there you go. After all that. What I was leading into was like, if you have integrated memory on the CPU, like that's as good as the CPU memory gets. You can't get faster or more. Like you either buy the RAM you buy is either what you want, either something economical or fast, and you kind of locked in if it's on the CPU. GDDR6X. Why don't they just call it GDDR7? Just be done with it. Factory is incredible. In addition to being well organized, beautiful to see. Thank you. It's similar to basically every factory that I build, admittedly. Well, this one at least has been very unique in that I'm trying quite a few new things. Ah, yeah, of course Apple to do it. So yeah, I need to make a 2 to 1 on there. I mean, I could just block out 2 of these. Um. Well, yeah. I just had to double check the numbers on that one. So if I go 12 and then 24, then I'm maximizing the slots. 1326? Oh yeah. Yeah. That's that is a thing. Yeah, it is actually. Of course. The 13. Boop, there. Maximizing the slots right there. All 200 per stack? 200 or 1? Yeah, 100. Oh, ammo is actually 200. I forgot they changed it. It's completely blanked out. I mean, I'm staring at it right there. It's actually 200. That changes things. Huh. Doesn't that mean one row here versus 3 rows here is actually what we want? Apparently decided they could get away with bandwidth hit by using 128 megabyte cache. Is that actually possible? Every 5th stack is ammo. Yeah, so what was... Oh, there's a lot of numbers flying around now. I've lost track of what I was thinking of. So, 832. I can get around that. 8 and 32. I was going to say that was my approximation was about 10 and 30, but yeah, 832. Yeah, 40 wagon max is mildly inconvenient. I mean, that's still a good result. That's still going to hold fair bit of supply. Fair bit of supply. Right, let's move on and deal with this. This stacker situation is a bit of a situation. I might have trouble squeezing this in. We need a filter inserters for outputs. Yes. I have the filter inserters, but I haven't set them. So that's I said. Can't quite associate what I hear with the words. Uh. Uh. Yeah, that was a headache and a half. But oh, I can't complain too much. It's after 9 o'clock in the morning now. It's after 9. I mean, it's usually morning me that has problems. Problems calculating things. Like trying to ratios, that sort of thing. In theory, the stone's coming on 16 long trains as well. I mean, I can take from ore outpost directly. What do we want? 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes you think so you don't fall asleep. Glad people are here checking what I'm checking my work, because my work is very dubious. Iron plate is so iron. So too slow, too fast. Too slow unloaders, too fast unloaders. Actually, more of them should be like that one, with the extra chests. And then 2 fast ones. Like that. Usually, you go to sleep with the stream on later and we rush the VOD, but skip the repeated parts. Hey. Oh, the pain of all the mistakes I made along the way, though. Paste. And there's that copper patch that we had to build over. Had to build over. Had to be done. I have a new question. Since so well in the late game and resources don't matter much, why do you have a train for each resource instead of a train for multiple resources? It's easier to manage generally. So instead of, and also the limited spots, like one of these trains doesn't last very long. Probably the best example is like circuits. When one of these trains comes in with it has combined plate and it's just in and out and the plate's gone. The way this base is designed is that each wagon is handled independently as well. So there's 8 wagons, there's 8 vertical columns, which goes into 8 wagons, and it's repeated all the way through. It's probably the one thing that's unique to this base, but it's mainly just like the more more different stuff you throw into a train, the less the train overall carries, like the less of each item it carries, which means you need more trains. You need more trains which need to go to all the different pickups for all the different items. Like, where is it? There's one. It was over here. Yeah, this train carries steel and circuits, which means the train has to go down here to pick up steel. Then it has to go up here to pick up circuits, and then back over here. So it's quite a bit of travelling. Quite a lot of travelling to pick up those 2 items. So that's why I'm limiting myself just to 2. And yeah, there's 40 stacks possible and then on top of that, there's 40 stacks possible, and yeah, the more different items, the more you have to split this up. It means the train's just in and out and gone. Yeah, generally, I try not to do more than 2 if I can help it. And if at all, if anything, I'll try and limit the train to one particular task. It's that way the train's super focused. It only has to do, go one place, pick up, go to another place, and unload again. Is the starter base completely gone? No, it's still doing its thing. It's still that horrible mess that it is. I mean, the smelting's still there, and that's about it, really. The rest of the base, engines and electric engines is still there. That's all that's left of this. Realistically, that's the only build left. Everything else has been torn up, apart from the smelters and the oil. It's been completely replaced by all the other Megabase builds. Oh, I see what it's up to. Thanks for taking time. I appreciate it. I want to make sure it's clear. Like, it's something that may not seem apparent at first. But, could lead to trouble if it, yeah, it could lead to... You could have problems with, like, if you have a lot of stuff in trains, you could have problems managing it, and good to know. Things to know, be aware of. Oh, attacks. Where are you? More importantly, where? Where? Spider, there. Ooh. Come up here, please. That means we're hitting bio territory out there. I just like Factorio so much is community is really helpful. Uh, Nominally, yeah. I think... Time to summon the yo-yo. Oh, yeah, nominally the community is very good. Oh no, no. Please stop. Please stop. Losing that chest is actually really bad. He's using the belt for a boost, jerk. It's a problem that solves itself. Okay, I don't need the spider at all. Train got his revenge. Spider's still coming. So is it even halfway here yet? Or is it there? Yeah. Stem just got run over by a train. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, any component of a train counts as a train. Whether it be a locomotive, wagon, or tanker wagon. Alright, let's finish this off. Oh dear. You couldn't have asked for a better defensive system. So for crossing the first time, yeah. Okay, grab that. Before I do though, can I actually squeeze that up? So you're missing... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How did that get missing an inserter? Did I accidentally bump it or something? Yeah, it is actually a thing, and it does actually work. If if massive mega death train just continuously running, it does actually work. And having two of them running in opposing directions, like on neighboring tracks, really tightly, like you have one track here and then one track here, and have two mega trains, they'll just destroy everything. So the problem I have right now is I have a gap for like, well, the underground won't reach, and there's only enough room for one to go up. Stay a while. Stay forever. Forever. Hmm. I mean, I might have a problem in that I might have the problem that I can't really deliver stone. Unless I do, like, transfer trains or something. Imagine having two as you can stand, one down, the time refueling and... Yeah. You can go through refueling and... Like, you can have one refueling or one repairing, rearming, whatever, and the other one keeps on going. How was that literally, like, connected? How dare you not be connected? 20 power network. But the long train... I think I might need to go to the side. I think that's how it's going to happen. I mean, they've still got to squeeze these through as well. Which actually isn't that hard. All I need to do is just poof that out the way. Bump that there. And then I can slip through there. Slip through there. How do you make a train go full speed in a circle? So, if you give a train a stop with no conditions, it'll pass through it without stopping. I use mod? I do, yes. I have a few mods on this one, like Spider, Squad Control, exclamation mark mods to see the full list. Pretty sure I used that somewhere here. Yeah, here sort of. These trains do it. They don't have any wait condition, but they stop anyway because the signal holds them back. Amazingly, never managed to trigger the war cry. I don't think have we triggered the war cry on stream. I don't think I have. Yeah, no gameplay changing mods, just a few little mods here and there. Oh yeah, I changed a few of these to those yellow chests, whatever they're called. Yes, storage chests. Oh yeah, you can only go through so many behemoths before you run into before they overwhelm the train. You can only flatten so many. And actually, oh yeah, the only reason that one died before was because it was against a 416. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I thought I had done it at least once. It's just not many. Most of them have been off when I've been fixing things. I need to move that. The only reason I need to move it is just for the sake of aligning substations. No other reason. The equipment and grid logistics. Yeah, equipment grid logistics. Yes, it gives you a little this thing here, which can specifically be placed in the Spidertron. It's basically a feature that's coming in 1.1 in the next update, which we're just using early for now. Yeah, I'm still struggling on this one though. Yeah, there is other ones which give you general vehicle grids, but this one's specifically for Spidertron. It does work in other vehicles. I thought it said because it says placed in Spidertron. I assumed they meant it. It only goes in Spider. But yeah, it would work in a car or a tank. Anything with an equipment grid. Anything with an equipment grid, it should work in. I wonder. I wonder when 1.1's coming. I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. Oh yeah, it's the stock tank and car. You need a mod which gives the car and tank the actual grid. I was just wondering if I could put steel and stone on their own thing, but it doesn't actually matter. Yeah, they've been having a long break. I don't want to not do rail here now, just because I've been arguing with this thing. This is me procrastinating now. What if I'm at the top? If I'm at the top, then I need to get two. I still need to get two through. But it's easier to deal with, possibly. Work in power armor? Don't think so. I mean, there's no reason for you to put it in power armor because you already have logistics. It'd be kind of redundant. Yeah, but you already got requests. 1, 2. Nice. Hmm. Hmm. So what I'm thinking is have one go out like that. One through there. Numbers doesn't help. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless I go stupid with the belt weaving. But I think it does actually need to be full speed. Unless... Oh, this is a crazy idea. I don't know if... if this works... If this works... I'll be amazed. There, one there. Just gonna pick this up manually. Doesn't help with... Doesn't help get the second lot in, actually, yeah. Oh, why are you flashing? Oh. Just, just having a big refuel. So normally it's there, pull it down to there. About there. Have to go. Alright, have a good one, good night. Duck cheese. We're going to spend many more hours arguing with this thing. Okay. Very good. I might need to turn that down though. Just all of the fuel. Okay. So 4 of these. Oh, I didn't want it to do that. I was reaching for to cancel it with a decon planer, but I was too slow. Now that's what we want. All of that. Hopefully it flops on here. There. Spade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1. 2. I might need to do that. Look ugly as. There. Now comes the fun part after that. The fun part of getting long. Nothing worse than being a little bit long, isn't it? Kind of need to flip this one as well to make that work like this. Sort of does. Oh, chat's having a bad day. I just saw the thing say reconnect, so I don't know if anyone's actually been talking and I just missed it. Yeah, this one needs to flip as well. New ME is done, work is intended, fully able to change, configure the control on the fly.
Grab his dick and twist it!
So setting up crafting module is involved now. I'm kind of keen to see what it looks like. Yeah, that worked. I mean, by that stage, the thing had already done the reconnect. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm using the backup. And then there's the backup, which looks the same, so there's at least that going for it. 3, 4, 5. Outside, the other two go up there. Running time, hour 36 already? Oh yeah, there was that as well. That's important. Yeah, the good old welcome to chat room. I've done something dumb there. Yeah, I think that would have been better off staying as is. I think there's going to be a lot of those kinds of errors going on, going forward. Take your coffee, you're making mistakes. One, two... That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That makes more sense. 1, 2... I mean, it looks a hell of a lot better too, so therefore it must be better. Three, 4. I still got to discombobulate these things too, mind you. I got to wrangle them into the right lanes. And I also got to wrangle these into where they're meant to go. Fortunately, I red belt for that. And this was the dumb idea I had. Well, this leads into the dumb idea I had. Floop. And floop. Except... it kind of crashes into each other. A particular reason the train stations are so close? Mainly to minimize belt length. I mean, they don't need to be. But transport line length is an issue. Why don't I just go up? There's nothing stopping me doing that. It's a hell of a lot simpler. Mostly. Mostly simpler. Why is it different? Oh. That's why it's different. Hmm. Nothing an underground won't fix. Same on the other side, really. There. Yeah, new underground. Paste that there. Alright, that's 3 out of 4. It's fortunate that these can actually tolerate being red belt speed. They're actually quite a lot less than red belt speed is needed. Actually, for these ones I can do that. Probably better to pull towards the middle and away from the outsides. So I'm pulling away from the outsides, I'm getting away from the stone belt. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Definitely can count there. Nick McMahon, how you doing? Oh, you know what I haven't done in a long time is revise BD cheer emotes. I haven't looked at those in a long time. I don't know why I thought of that randomly. But I did. Hmm. Maybe move that up there? Maybe? Oh boy. I mean, at this stage, this part is just going to be, this first half is just going to be me figuring this out. Oh, I don't need that anymore. Guess that can go back there now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Deary me. Deary, deary me. How many? I think that's... No, not that one. It's the only one left out right now. Oh, you're... Here we go. I think, sorry. I think I went to mute there. I think the chances of this, not, of this working first time is pretty low. Like, this actually all going where it's supposed to seems pretty low. Next. Like this one. There. Uh, that one. That's the little squiggle. To there. Like that. That's it. That's that one. Then I just got to deal with this one. Which I dealt with by plopping a thing there. Moving this down one. That down one. Plopping a thing there, plopping a thing there. In theory there should be 16, yeah, 16. Testing creative? I think I'll have to test in creative for this one. I mean, my crazy idea of putting these at the bottom that I had did work. It did work out. Sit a little bit closer as well. I'm starting to hate this chair. Oh, that's just all that crap. And that's done. Very nice, very nice. How clogged? Very. Oh. Huh. Something junctions too close to junctions? Junctions too close to other junctions? ULA has gotten the go for liquid hydrogen pre-chill on the Delta 4 Heavy. Ooh. All still looking good. That is good. Famous, how you doing? How you doing? Okay. So the next problem is I have no idea what's what. Also, they're missing stops. I mean, it doesn't really matter which way round it is, as long as I... get these organized into where they need to go. I assume they would stream it. Yeah, so this one's iron sticks. Iron sticks. That. That, and then that. Yeah, I assume it would be. Okay. Take this one as... Take this one as the furnace's supply. Then this one as iron plate. These two are the... say steel. Steel then stone. Make stone go round. These two are the stone. Yeah. A lot of this is going to happen above, I think. Right to 4 lanes. Potential. I mean, blue's kind of making it generally difficult. I mean, having to rebuild this entire thing is going to be hell. The amount of material I'm going to have to dump. Considering it's all fully loaded now. It's gonna be wild. Yeah, well, I'm gonna take this all the way to the other side first. There's little point wrangling it here. Apart from maybe bringing these back in. Can't rebuild, have to make 16k now. Yeah, there you go. Gave it work on 10k factory because you couldn't get train throughput issues worked out even with 8 lanes rail set. Damn. That's intense. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what kind of train throughput what I'm gonna get. Now. Steel stone. Steel. There. Oh, it's on the other side. 383 smelting done on site. That's actually quite worrying. I mean, I'm using 416, but that's all, and then I'm using, and because you're smelting on site, it's effectively 8. Trouble is I've never done this much science before, so I don't know what's gonna happen really. I want the most outer ones. 3. So I want these. I probably shouldn't pull in that close actually. It's a stone. Steel. Underestimate how much you can make out of the patches. Using 2.6 for on-site smelting. Start using trains, your lane blueprint. Couldn't figure out why trains won't run until I understood. Use left-hand drive. Oh yeah, there is a right-hand drive book as well. I mean, the train stops, unfortunately, are all left-hand drive, but yeah, there is a right-hand lane book. Yeah, look for RHD in the blueprints. There's 2-lane and 4-lane. I cater to all needs. Where's the lower one? That one. That one that's supposed to be lower. Oh yeah, I've already wrangled it. I'm always going to need to number these. Oh, this is confusing. A grid snap? Yes. The right-hand drive, as of fairly recently, actually, a grid snapped. Fairly comfortable. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but the grid is the way to go. Some of those red ones are not connected. Oh yeah, they're slightly off. Some are missing entirely. stone. So 1 and 2. Yeah, so the outer ones. Then what I should do is start at the outer and work my way in. Start at the inner and work my way out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's assume that I can merge these here like so. Assume. This one's steel and steel. So grabbing that. That would be steel. Stone and stone here. This one would be stone there. Why do you need stone for purple? And I thought you only need bricks there. Yeah. Good old rail. Put that there for just to help me eyeball it. And this one's stone as well. Steel. In fact, yeah. Steel and stone. Oh boy. Now. That's going to lead to some interesting results over here. Stone. I think actually it might be okay. Stone. Steel. And plate thingies. There. And plate. Hang on a minute. Dealer sounds like a metal rock band. Hang on a minute. So number 3 comes up to plate. Number 3 here doesn't come up to plate. That is a problem. It's very much a problem. They remove rails. I mean, it's not so much rails itself, it's the volume of rails that I would like to see changed. This one's steel, and this one's stone. Yeah, it's the volume of rails that's the problem. And that's only one. Now we're bringing this thing in again. Kind of paranoid, yeah. Paranoid android type thing. Type thing there, oh yeah. Yeah, sure, bud. 1, 2, so the stone is way out here now. Like that. Red, how you doing? Goes to there. Goes there. there. Jump that. There. Oh boy. Oh, is this getting confusing? Second steel goes in there. The outpost trash combinators, what number do you put in with the items? How much I want to keep in the network. So for trash, you can just put in one. The idea behind the trash one is you put one in there for anything you want to keep. If you put in more than one, it just clips it back down to one. If you want to get rid of wood, don't put wood in here. Don't have wood as a request or as a thing to get rid of. The problem with this thing is it evolved from something that was this part is like the second part, and this was the original part. So originally you'd keep a list of things you wanted to keep. So this is the things you just want to keep and never remove. This is what you actively want to bring. Anything that you're set to bring will automatically be added to this list. So yeah, if you want to, so this thing, you don't tell it what you want to get rid of. You tell it what you want to bring, and you tell it what to bring and what to keep. MV Hank, throwing down that Prime sub. Thank you very much for that. Share some love and hype and honk and snug in chat for MV Hank. Really appreciate that. Super complicated version of your trash station. Yeah, so wood, just throw in a purple chest, it'll get rid of it automatically. What does your one do? You just have separate trash trains and resupply? Yeah, this does both in one. This one grew out of a trash train, and then I added the supply to it. The idea is that the idea was that you would tell it to bring stuff as you need it. Like if you were at an outpost, if you were at a remote site and you needed like cliff explosives, you could tell it to bring it. Then it would deliver it to you, and then you could remove it, and then it would remove any and return it to the network. Oh yeah, the trash system. I mean, trash system you can do no combinators. No combinator trash system is a thing. Ooh. Yeah, it's starting to get silly now. Might just budge it right out of the way. So now, this one, they're both out here. Steel can come up to there. There is a decided combinator for each item you request. In most request stations have only 3. Yeah, if you're doing just trash, you don't need that many combinators. So this one is furnaces. Oh, that can just go straight up then. Furnaces. Steel. Yes, I mean, either or really. Pro spaghetti. This is pro spaghetti. Oh, the request is just that. Okay. Oh wait, you only need to go there. You love it, don't you? I'm also slightly concerned that there's 3. What have I done? I know what I've done. There we go. Almost good enough for Master Chef. Almost, but not quite. Is that show even still relevant? Alright, just for the sake of it, I'm going to slide it across one. There we go. Straighten these. World's most popular cooking show? That is true. I mean, it's got that going for it, but does anyone still watch it? Really? That can also go straight up. Oh yeah, our jobs are good in here. Steel. Ah, I see. It's true. It's that shows an export now. God, I think we just spent better part of half an hour doing half of it. Half of it. Still got to plug it in too. How many tiles I leave? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Can it be mirrored? The layout is slightly different. In fact, already done it wrong. Should be like that. Oh yeah, everything except for the outer 2 ones here. The plate and the furnaces switch, but the others are fine. The others are the same. It's otherwise a mirror. I still like to go through and make sure manually. Stone and stone here. Could probably mirror, like I could probably mirror it. I'm tempted to actually. As I say, like this in here is slightly different. That happened again, didn't it? The deconstruct's been busy. How's that deadlock? Is it still deadlocked? It's still very deadlocked. Radar. Is the biter still? No, the biter's gone. That was funny. That thing's still in use? Yeah, the smelter's... The mid smelter's still in use. Speaking of... I meant to copy that. And I didn't. I'll make a start on that. I was supposed to, but it's been happily chugging along. I don't know, let's see what happens. I mean, I've been kind of pushing for science, and then I was going to work backwards from there. Yes, there's slight differences. Ramu. Mr. Points claim. Ah, it's because Chatty doesn't tell me that they've happened. Because Chatty. Dear. Well, you know what that means. It means it's time to stare into the void. I can press the button. There it is. Go on, there it is. Ah, light's bright. There you go. Light bright. I should really turn it round the right way. Soul has been stolen. It's gone forever now. Just started to stare. It seems to work. Seems to look the part. And this one's almost lined up as well. It's just got a bit of a wiggle to go into the right spot. Also, these will be backwards. That goes in there. You, however... Yeah. And I can also reshuffle it so that it lines up with these. That's more mildly inconvenient. Now I just hope that everything stays where it should be. I probably could have avoided all that, actually. And change of plan, change of plan. Thankfully, Control Z is a thing now. Change of plan, change of plan. Yeah. Just extend that. It doesn't need to go underground at all. What I have wrought upon this world is claimed because I realized it was the biggest point seek. Untold destruction upon millions now. Redeeming the stare. I need to come up with some more points things, I think. So like that would go there. Don't know about the rest. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, you go there. What went oh, that went there. It's fine. Vernicuses, platamajigs, there. There we go. It's 1 out of 8. Probably make it happen to this one as well. Kinda holding off on taking a break as well until I get all this done. But I might not be able to. I might have to pause it because we're already over time. Or the... Oops, that's not where it's supposed to go. Overtime for the recording. So I'm trying to cap the recordings at 2 hours, and we're already... No, we're at 2 hours 23. I have to... I have to pause it. There we go. That seems... a little weird. Mods? Hello? There we go. now this does this weeble wobble for no reason. Separated networks, maybe? Or it's the supplies? It's coming. Alright, anyway, I think we shall pause, refill coffee,